Hi all. We'll be starting in about 2 minutes. We have a very exciting session today. We'll be having our mentors who are a part of Elevate Me, who give you the one-on-one mentorship in terms of technical support or job career support or even your interviews, etc. They're going to give you a heads up or they're going to walk you through the process of how Elevate Me is before you join Elevate Me to after you join Elevate Me. What does your future look like and how do we help you? So this is a very insightful session where you will get to know how as Elevate Me, who we are an organization that's run by international students for international students. So you will finally get to know how the process works. We're just waiting for our mentors to join. Give me a minute. I'm just sorting out a goof up that's happened. If Alrighty. Uh, there was a issue with the mentors joining in. Now they're here. I'm inviting them to the panel. And yeah. Hey, Niti.
Hi, Diksha. I'm so sorry about this.
No problem at all. I hope you're doing well. Just to notify, we are live on YouTube. And at the minute, we are just going to we've just announced that our mentors are joining in to just explain the students about how before their journey of Elevate Me and after the journey of Elevate Me, what the journey looks like and what the student gets out of Elevate Me. So that's why I've invited you over to the panelist. So over to
Thank
you
you so
and how
much.
you want to do it. Yeah.
Perfect. Is Divina there as well?
Should
Would you be
I
able to
invite her
promote
to
her?
the panel
Yes,
as well? Oh,
yes.
perfect. Oh,
Because both of us will be kind of going through
oh,
this, and
okay. And
Michelle will be
then
joining as well. Yeah.
okay. Okay, perfect. All right. I have invited Divina as well. Hey, Divina.
Hi, Divina.
Hello. Hi, Niti. Hi, Diksha.
Hi. So, for our viewers, whoever are watching us on YouTube, if they are, so here is Neeti and here is Divina. They both are coaches. They help students in terms of understanding what their portfolio looks like, what is it that you need to do in terms of like doing your technical coaching or your behavioral coaching, what is the right direction to take, and exactly how to move towards your job search journey and ensuring that your job search journey is as good as seamlessly done as possible from our end. So they'll be walking you through and they'll be helping you out understand this very process. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Diksha. And yes, apologies again to everybody who's joined in. Just unfortunate that we had a technical issue just hopping on the call. But I've shared screen, and please let me know if my screen is visible.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. I think we'll just kickstart. I'm not going to wait any longer because we've taken enough and more time. So, as Diksha did mention, yes, our session today is all about coaching and what as a career coach we're going to be able to do for you, right? Because I'm sure there are a lot of you out there who knows what a career coach might do but doesn't have a real idea. So that's what we want to help you out with today. And yes, we want you to see us as more than just LinkedIn tips or even AI tips in today's world, in fact, because we are here to be real partners with you in your strategies and in your growth and everything. Okay. So that's what the session is going to be all about. Divina, over to you.
All right. Thank you so much. And yes, it's exciting to have this conversation with all of you. Talking about coaching, my first thought for all of you to ponder upon is if you were training for Olympics, would you not have a coach? Then
That's a
why
good
would you
one.
try to land one of your most competitive, life-changing jobs in technology without one? I know that 2025 is a year of information where everything is available on YouTube, ChatGPT. They have actually democratized knowledge. But transformation, that is still very rare because transformation needs guidance, accountability, insights that are tailored for you. So, coach is a bridge between knowing and doing, between practicing and performing, between being capable and becoming compelling. This video will clear your thoughts around it.
Thank you so much for that, Divina. I'm just going to go ahead and play the video now.
The difference between successful people and non-successful people is here. If you want to be successful, you have to change this. What makes it hard is your lack of belief that it can happen for you. The fact of it is, though, it's very doable. This decision is yours and yours alone.
Awesome. Let's move to the next slide.
The difference between successful people and non-successful people.
Okay, so right, exactly like how Davina explained, a coach can turn your life around. And what a great example to take, actually, Ravina. I mean, an Olympics is, I think, like the biggest example that you can take, because somebody to reach the Olympics also needs that guidance, right? So, how do they get there? It's that one decision that they take that can change their life entirely. Okay, so that one decision can be about partnering with a career coach. That can be that one difference that is going to change your entire career trajectory, in fact. So, what are coaches, like how Davina mentioned, we're not here. It's not something you can put into a box. We're not just here for giving you advices or solutions. Instead, we are here to be accountability partners with you. So we partner with you. That's what we're here for. We're your cheerleaders. If there's something that you do successful, we're there to cheer you on. And of course, we're there as experts when it comes to giving you the right way forward, the best strategy, and everything. And what we want to do as coaches, ideally, is bring out the actual skills that you have, polish it, and then help you achieve, anything that you want to achieve. And now career coaches are there for your jobs. We have life coaches when it comes to you being perfect in your life and getting to where you really want to be in general. So these are all things that coaches typically do. And what we want to do is make sure that we turn it around from a confused state of mind to a confident state of mind. Okay. So, like I said, it's just that one decision that can change everything for you. Now, moving to the next slide, Divina, over to you again.
Perfect. So, Niti, as I always share, that I've worked with a lot of students, and the pattern is very clear. They've learned the tools, they've built the portfolio, they've applied for X number of jobs, and still they are just waiting. Do you know why? It's because they haven't mastered the last mile. That is storytelling, branding, strategy, communication, confidence. The job market doesn't reward the best resumes. It rewards the ones that are the best positioned in the market. So, coaching is not spoon feeding you answers. It's not about telling you that you have to do this way. It's more about asking the right questions so that you develop the clarity and confidence to succeed on your own terms. You could
Right.
have spent, 12 months trying to figure out the US job market alone, or
Okay.
3 months with a coach who already knows the system, the traps, and the playbook. Think of coaching as a accountability partner, your strategic advisor, or your behind the scene growth engineer all rolled into one. So,
Oh,
I would
wow.
like to give an example. Imagine you are on a road trip to your dream job. Okay. You have a car that signifies your skills. You have fuel, that's your motivation, and a vague idea about the destination. A coach is your GPS. They know the terrain. They warn you about the roadblocks. They suggest shortcuts and reroute when needed. You will still drive, but you will get there faster with fewer wrong turns. Hence, coaching is imperative. And here's a video which will highlight what exactly coaching is.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Divina. I'm just going to go ahead and play the video now. I'm just going to speed it up just a bit. How amazing and cute was that video? I mean, it's a video that I can watch over and over again. So I'm sure all of you have understood what exactly a coach can do. The cute little characters. You saw the coach offers not only the trampoline to help you climb up, even a safety net so that you're all safe as you're growing, helps you bridge that little gap that you need to get to where you really want to be. Okay, so that's a very cute video. I'm going to move on to the next slide. Yes. Okay. So when exactly should you be working with a career coach? Now, most of us will think, okay, when I just start off with my career, or at some point when there's something really critical, right? But then there are actually a lot of stages when a career coach can step in and change your life. So this could be when you want to enter a new industry. Now, this is very challenging. A lot of people don't want to try it because they don't know the technique of doing it, right? How do you really switch industries? Let's say you have many years of experience and in a specific industry, you want to switch it, don't really know how to do it. Coach comes in and that really happens. How? The coach helps you look at transferable skills, helps you upskill. And maybe I'm not going to go too deep into each one of these points because we do touch upon all of that in an upcoming slide. So let me just take you through all of the stages when a career coach would be your partner when you want to achieve something. Now, that could be when you want to enter a new industry. It could be when you're switching careers, of course. You want to switch from one to another. You're feeling stuck in your career. You feel like, hey, I'm kind of doing the same thing over and over again, or I don't know what's the next best step for me, or I don't have a clear vision on what my career path should look like or could look like, right? So you're feeling stuck somewhere. You need help in upskilling or growing because a coach comes in and equips you with a lot of skills. Okay, you might wonder what coach does when it comes to upskilling. Like I said, there's an upcoming slide, very exciting. We'll definitely take you through all of that. And then when you've just graduated, so I'm sure a lot of you guys are thrilled about this bit because I know most of you are either about to graduate or just graduated and thinking about what's the next best step in a challenging market, especially. And then if you're struggling with the job search, of course, that's evident. So in any of these, if you're ever in any of these situations, a career coach is whom you can reach out to. So we're there in every step of your career journey. Okay, so yes, over to you, Divina, for this slide.
Thank you, Nikki. So as you read, coaches are unbiased, non-judgmental mentors, accountability partners who help empower students to take control of their job search. I would want to shift your focus from just students to people you may have definitely heard of. Ever heard of Eric Schmidt, the former CEO of Google? He once said, "The best advice I ever got was to have a coach." He initially resisted the idea of having a coach until Google's board insisted. He later credited his coach with the ideology of helping him broaden his leadership, think more clearly, and have better decision making in complex environments. Now, do you see that even the CEOs need coaches? It's not because they are falling, but because the stakes are high. Serena Williams, she's been a top performer. She also worked with a coach because performers don't rely on talent, they invest in mastery. Bill Gates, he also has worked with a coach because he wanted to master personal and professional growth. If Gates still values coaching after changing the world, maybe it's worth considering.
Awesome. Thank you so much for walking us through that, Divina. That was very impactful. Now, this is something that I'm really, really excited about to show everybody. Us on the bootcamp love speaking about one of our students. His name is Pratik. So he was a graduate looking for a job, was on his OPT, has gone through his struggles of trying to find a job by himself before he came across Elevate Me and what we do, and he joined us. Okay. So what happens in his journey is something that's going to unfold here. We're really excited to share that. But let's have a look at what Pratik's journey looked like when he was doing a job search all by himself. Okay.
And in this next year, I got an internship with Chase where I worked as a quantitative analyst for another year, and then I finally graduated last year. Since then, I was not getting, so I'm supposed to get an offer from Chase, but that didn't convert because they stopped giving sponsorship. So then I dived into the market, and that is where things went completely like out of the place, right? The market was crashed. You're not getting any job interview calls at all. So I was actually in the market for 8 months. I tried on my own. I pushed over like 10,000 applications easily, and just nothing was working out. So by the end of 8 months, I was like completely exhausted, kind of have no idea like where should I go, what should I do next, because whatever I tried, nothing worked out, right?
Yeah, so that's what his journey looked like. Let's see another video of his.
Yes. So Diksha, I joined Elevate Me primarily because I was hopeless, right? I kind of knew that there is whatever I tried was not working out. So I knew I need to have a second helping hand with me, to kind of give me that structure in life. So one thing I'd like to share, for the 8 months I've been trying to get a job, I was completely drained out. I didn't have energy, applying for 8 hours a day, then studying for the interview and all that stuff. And when an interview pops up, I'm just totally focusing my time to kind of, study for it. At the same time, during that time, I could have applied for some application and I could have gotten more interviews possibly, right? So that is kind of like why I joined Elevate Me, is because I was completely drained out. I needed some structure in my life. I needed that kind of like extra support so I can, because life is more to it than applying to jobs every day.
Yeah.
And that is what I was doing for the past 8 months.
I'm sure a lot of you guys will relate to this. Prateek's scenario, his situation is exactly what a lot of international students who've just graduated or are about to graduate goes through. In his case, he went through it for 8 long months. Okay, that's how long it was. It was really tiring, and as he explained, it was draining him out. Okay, now let's look at what did happen after he took up and joined Elevate Me. So in this slide, he mentioned that, hey, after the 8 long months, he realized he wanted structure, and he realized Elevate Me had everything that was required to support him with that structure that he was looking for. So for the next slide, over to you, Davina.
Yes. So
Yes.
Right. So we have heard about Prateek's struggle. It's time to shine bright and now see what helped Prateek. And each one of you can also be that case study who has earned success, and you would be up on slides going forward. Isn't that something that you would all want to do and, celebrate for yourself? So let's see what Prateek went through and how does he feel after working with a coach and having success towards his goals.
Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and play the video.
when someone from Elevate Me reached out to me, and it was Yash who kind of like consoled me to join Elevate Me. And then I was like one of these students sitting on the other side, kind of being, should I join it or not, or should I join it? But at chance, I joined Elevate Me. I worked with them for 3 months, and then everything worked out in the end. So right now I'm working as a senior business and data intelligence analyst within a company called Job Target.
How awesome is that? Let me play the next video as well.
I know Sagar is someone I really love. I really had an amazing time. We still talk. And so, yep, he actually pushed me to learn a lot of new skills. I was not keen on Python or learning machine learning projects because I was totally focusing on the data analytics side. So every week kind of going through solving some test problems, creating those dashboards really helped me, kind of keep being prepared for the interview. Instead of when an interview comes, I'm kind of like giving all my energy into preparing for that. I was already prepared as soon as the call came.
Awesome. Is there anything that you would want to add in, Davina?
I think we can move to dissecting what worked for Prateek, which everyone can also learn from.
Awesome. 1 second. Okay, so what we've seen is that Prateek, after 8 long months of doing it on his own, nothing worked out. And then having joined Elevate Me in 3 months, just in 3 months, he got the job that he was looking for. He was exhausted because he was coming towards the end of his OPT period. So, that's the time when it's mostly stressful for a lot of our students. So, let's see now what was done differently for Pratik, because of which he did land the job. Okay, so in a previous slide, we were talking about how the career coach comes in at different stages. So, let's just go into it. First point is definitely navigating career transitions, which I was speaking about. You can change industries, you can change jobs, right? So changing to a whole new field. Now, this is something that a coach is expertised in. A coach will help you understand your transferable skills from one role to another or from one industry to another, bridge that gap, and help you reach that potential in your career path. Okay. Another thing that coaches do is help you change careers, as I mentioned. Again, we look at transferable skills. We help you assess the skills that you currently have, identify what really excites you, what makes you the happiest, and then identify the best way forward for you. Okay, and that is something that doesn't happen, especially when you're looking for a job. Sometimes you are thinking so many different things. You try to create strategies for yourself and you really don't know if it's working. So it's a lot of trial and error. Now imagine somebody stepping in, guiding you with years of expertise, of having helped a lot of individuals like you. It's a lot of quick solutions. Okay. Another thing that a coach can do is enhance your career development. Now, identifying your strengths and your weaknesses. What are your strong areas? What are your weak areas? What do you need to really do to improve yourself to get to where you want, right? And leverage the skills that you have. That's something that a coach can partner with you and do. Another one is setting realistic goals. Now, I can't emphasize on this enough. A lot of the times, having worked with students, what I've come across or what I've seen is that sometimes students have goals, but then they're not realistic goals. I've met students who are freshers and they're like, I want to be a machine learning engineer. But then they don't really see how they can become a machine learning engineer over time. Okay, now that's an expertise that a coach can bring in. Because if you see in online, you will also see that machine learning engineers are usually PhDs. And that intimidates them. So it does intimidate them, but then they know where they want to be. And coaches help you set that realistic goal. So the coach will tell you, hey, first you target a data analyst role, and then you step up to a data scientist, and then you step up to a machine learning engineer. So there's a definitive realistic goal that a coach can partner with you and develop. And then developing essential skills. Now, this could be a lot of skills. It could be your resume writing. It could be how to optimize your LinkedIn. How do you optimize your GitHub? How do you really network? Now, networking is a very critical skill required in the US because a lot of Americans and green card holders get their jobs through networking. So that's a whole different skill in itself. We've had students who've had double success stories sometimes. They've done networking really successfully. They land their first job, and then they can even get to the next job at a higher pay much faster because they have a good network that they've built over time. So these are all skills that coaches can help you out with. And then, of course, improving performance. We want you to be able to develop what are your natural skills? If you could be a great person at communication, you could be great at leadership, you could be great at so many things. Enhancing that for you, showing it to you so that you can create your future for yourself is what a coach does. Okay, so we look at more skills. Divina, over to you.
Thank you, Neeti, for walking us through what all works. Now, continuing in context to what Neeti said, coaches also work at helping you gain confidence and motivate you. Because at times when you are in this journey, you may feel burnt out and overstressed. So coaches step in and help you reframe your negative thoughts into reinforcing ideas. The coaches can address specific career challenges. Let's say you have moved a step closer towards your offer. Coaches can provide guidance on how to research salary expectations. You can't walk into a salary negotiation discussion without having any knowledge of the market standards. Then prepare you for negotiations and advocate for fair compensation so that what you finally achieve and what you finally get in an offer is something that you are happy to sign up for. Now, once you get a job, there are other parts where coaches step in there are workplace conflicts. So students and coaches can work on developing strategies for navigating difficult workplace situations and resolving conflicts effectively. Coaches also offer expertise in tailoring job search strategies, interview preparation, detecting what are the recent advancements in your field, and upskilling yourself to talk about them. Coach can help a student develop a strong personal brand. It's all about branding, how you position yourself in the market and effectively promote your development and place you in the right platform for the potential employers to have a great visibility of you. We have highlighted enough of the importance of coaching. Before we wrap up, let me leave you with this. Coaching isn't a support system, it's a strategy. It's the difference between wandering and walking with direction. Because between guessing what works and knowing what moves the needle is where coaching comes in. The truth is that most people don't fail because they are not talented. They fail because they don't understand the need of working with someone. They try to do it alone.
Yeah.
A coach helps you see what you can't, pushes you when you stall, and holds the vision when you forget your worth. It's absolutely a team game. Now, when you are contemplating when to join and when to not join a coach, ask yourself this question. Many a times you may be wondering whether can I afford a coach? But on the contrary part, I would like to ask you, can you afford not to have one? You don't have to wait until you are stuck, burnt out, or behind. Coaching is what you do when you're ready to move forward and on purpose, and we are here to walk with you all the way. Niti, I would like to have everyone view the last video and leave them with the thoughts to understand the power of coaching.
Awesome. Going ahead and playing the video now.
Everything in your life is a reflection of a choice you have made. If you want a different result, make a different choice.
Awesome. I can't imagine another video that's more impactful than this. Thank you so much for that, Ravina.
Everything in your life
Okay.
is a
So yes, now we come to the Q&A section of our webinar today. It was amazing having both Disha and Divina here. And yeah, a quick request, any question that you have, please pop it down in that little Q&A window that you have, and we pick it up from there and answer absolutely any question that you have in mind. And I'm sure you do. In fact, I think I can see a couple of questions. Just give me a moment.
So, Niti, one question is, what specialization did Pratik have?
Oh, okay, that's a great question. So his specialization was in data analytics and machine learning, and he got in as a senior business and data analyst role. So is that one of the questions that was there?
Yes, that was
Yes.
one of the questions.
Okay, awesome. Okay, this is a great question that's come in. I am an MBA. Can I move towards data or a business analyst role? That's actually a very good question. And yes, it is possible. It's definitely not impossible. We've had a lot of students from a business background who's moved into a business analyst role as well. But it requires some upskilling. Okay, so that's something that I do want to highlight. It does require you to join a bootcamp that will help you with the upskilling all the way through. Okay, so ours is not a bootcamp where we help a student upskill from scratch. There are other bootcamps out there that does this. What we do is a lot of applied learning. So let's say you have some basic knowledge in data, right? And you come on board, there are capstone projects that you can do along with our mentors. And through the capstone project, you're going to learn. So that's what I mean by applied learning. So yes, I hope that kind of answers your question. We do not usually help students who do not have any background in the field. Instead, we help somebody who has some basic knowledge, and then it's more through applied learning. And yeah, I think there are more questions coming in. Just
Yes, so I'll read out the questions maybe to make it easier for you. So
Yes.
what type of, how do you guys apply for jobs and what type of jobs?
Okay, that's a great question again. So we do have a dedicated team that does take care of the job applications on your behalf while you're trying to do your bit of applied learning and upskilling, while you're perfecting your answers. Like there's a lot of mock interviews that we provide to our learners as well. And these mock interviews are so that you have a real world experience and practice sessions before an actual job comes up in the future for you. So we will apply for roles that you want from us. So in the beginning, if you were to let us know, hey, I want to be a little more focused on business analyst roles, or I want to be a little more focused on machine learning roles, those are things that we can accommodate. So it's not only in business analytics or data analytics or machine learning, even beyond that, if there is absolutely anything that you want us to apply on, we will be able to accommodate that. I hope that answers your question.
Wonderful. My OPT will end in 6 months. Is that time enough to find a job with Elevate Me?
Oh, yes. So yes, in Pratik's case, you can see that he landed the job in 3 months, which is half of 6. So, but then I want to highlight one thing here. So we do, I mean, like as coaches, we've seen a lot of students come in, they work with us. And when it's a co-owned responsibility, where the student also work with us, the student is also participating in networking. The student is very much involved in, perfecting their interview skills and so on and so forth. These are the students who land a job much faster. Okay, so what I would say is this is co-owned responsibility. It's a partnership with your coach. And the stronger your partnership is, where you're also really involved, the faster your job. So yeah, I hope that answers the question.
The next question is, what about behavioral interviews? I think I have a good understanding of technical knowledge. I don't know where I'm going wrong.
Okay, that is good. That's a great question. We've had a lot of students go through this as well. In fact, some of our students are great with their technical skills, but they don't know how to answer the basic question about, tell me about yourself. And the first question, the very first question that's supposed to set it in that impression in the mind of the recruiter. And that's where the behavioral interviews, the mock interviews is going to come and play. So us as coaches, what we do is we help you understand that, answers that's given in an interview should not be more than 2 minutes. And how do you deliver the most impactful answers in that 2 minutes? So that's what we concentrate on. So how do you structure those answers so that you're able to create really high impact in each answer in the mind of the interviewer, so that you nail that interview and you move to the next one? That's what we'll help you out with.
Brilliant.
I hope that answers the question. If there's a follow-up question, please do ask. These are great questions, by the way. So thank you guys for putting it in. Let the questions keep rolling.
So one question is, what more will the coach do than what I'm currently doing?
Okay, great question again. Now, a lot of students, now I've seen personally a lot of students, they do a bit of networking using AI. They work on their cover letters using AI. I've seen a lot of students even tailoring their resumes using AI, right? And it's normal. It's a very normal thing in today's market. But what happens is sometimes your AI answers are not perfect. So I'm sure you guys are aware that even on ChatGPT, it says what you cannot rely on everything that ChatGPT gives. It's not going to be 100% reliable. Now, versus here is a person who's worked with hundreds of students, helped place many people in the market, and knows the actual strategy behind it, right? How do you go about? What's the right person to connect to? Who's the right person to connect to in networking? What is the right networking strategy that's going to get you the job based on your expertise and your background? So what you must understand is when you work with the coach really invests a lot of time in understanding you, so that you get a very personalized, personalized support all through your journey. Do you want to add anything on, Davina? Because I know you also worked with like so many students.
You've perfectly answered that, Niti. But yes, what I wanted to say is you are doing that on your own, and I'm sure you're putting in the best efforts you can. It's just that we have worked with more candidates, so we are aware of what could block your way ahead, and we can guide you on those even before you face and stumble on those. So it's like a proactive approach, and working with the coach will only make your journey faster? Because the question was, I have 6 months of time. Will I be able to make it? It is like a catalyst in your journey which fastens the reaction. That's it.
Yeah, very true. Well said, for sure.
So, Neeti, the next question is, do you guys only help with finding the first job? What if they pull back the offer?
Okay, great question. I can sense some nervousness in this question for sure. We are there with the first job. If there is a pullback, we'll be there to support you even with the next one. So it's not like we abandon you. For us, what's important is that you land that job. And just in case due to some unforeseeable reason, they had to withdraw the offer before you join them, we will definitely continue the job application process for you. We will definitely continue the coaching process for you. So none of that stops, because when you're successful, we are, right? And we don't as a boot camp say, hey, you got your first job, that's it, we're done with our job, you may leave now, right? We really want to make sure that you feel supported and everything that you want with that first job, or even the second, or even the third, is met from our side.
A coach's success is also about celebrating the success with the coachee. So, yes, we got you
Yes.
covered till the time you attain your goal.
Yep. Well, those were a great bunch of questions, guys. Thank you so much. Yes, Diksha.
That's amazing. I mean, you guys were also discussing about Pratik's journey, and I personally also interviewed Pratik just for our viewers who are watching. I actually wanted to add, he was so happy about the aspect that the minute he joined us, his work became easier, his days became easier. He was able to breathe, focus on what's actually his goal, which is to get the job instead of being worried about 100 other things and figuring out if it's the right job, not what, etc. And I think the cherry on the cake for him was that after 3 months and after the long patience that he had, like the long wait that he had on himself, he ended up not getting just one, I think 2 to 3 offers, like, interviews that he cracked. He was able to choose whichever he wanted, I think. And then, yeah, this minute he's working as a data analyst at a company which is also trying to help uh, job seekers find the right job in the irony of it. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So he is in that direction. So, yeah, I did have a great conversation with him and understand his journey personally as well. So I do understand where that's coming from. And yeah, I'm genuinely quite motivated with the aspect of how coaches really push you to get your goal there. Yeah, very, very insightful and quite interesting of a session today. I hope you guys had fun. If you guys want to add something more.
Yeah. And thanks for adding that bit to the end, Diksha. And
No
Pratik is just
problem.
one of our students. We've had so many successes.
Yeah,
Ironically enough,
exactly.
we're celebrating one right now. That's the best part. So there's a lot of
Yeah,
messages happening on the background because we've just had a placement. I mean, I think that's just
that's
beautiful.
again like as we speak, there's like another candidate getting placed, which
That's
is
enough.
nothing
Yeah,
best. Yeah, yeah,
that's awesome.
that's quite nice. I don't see any more questions coming in. Any questions? If not,
Oh,
Diksha, there's a wonderful question. How do I enroll?
That's awesome.
okay, so let's talk about how do you enroll. Let me just share a form link probably here on the chat, and you can share your details, and our team will connect with you and get in touch with you. I hope.
Well, I think
that-
candidates can even reach out to our sales team. I think the contact details are there on our website.
Yes, we'll just also actually just drop the contact details right away here.
Yes. If you have the contact details, Diksha, I'll just read it out as well. For any of
Yeah,
them who
just
joined
a minute.
from
Yeah.
YouTube.
Just a minute.
Answering the question which has just come up, that will you guys be my coach? So yes, Neeti and myself will be your coaches on this journey. Looking forward to interacting with every one of you and
Yes.
supporting you on your goals.
I'm just going to present my screen for everybody to know how to enroll with us. Just a minute and then, yeah. There you go. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, perfect. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, you can visit us at elevateme.pro, or you can just give us a call here, or also drop an email to us.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for having us, by the way, Diksha. It was lovely. Sorry about the technical glitch that did happen though in the beginning.
No problem at all. I hope our viewers were quite, they were quite patient with us to stay here with us for this
Yeah.
long. And I think the patients are all worth it because they got some quite insightful information from you. And I think they've left from here feeling motivated. And I hope to see some new candidates with us soon. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Who has
Thank you so much,
messaged that
guys. Yeah.
you both are why I want to enroll and looking forward to supporting you and super excited to meet you in person as soon as possible and have our conversations rolling forward. Thank you, Diksha, for having us, and thank you everyone for joining.
Yeah.
Thank
Happy
you.
Friday. Happy weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.